yeah, it just don't make sense.
But it's just like she just said down, Rossy. She turned around and said she wasn't there when they were protesting. She was. She was her what opened the door to the police to let her in.
Say that?
Did she actually say that? Because I must have missed that. Did she say she wasn't there?
She went, when people were telling me how...
Wait, you were so low, sorry.
When she turned around and said people were messaging her telling her but they were she were there and they were protesting outside. Which she was, because it was her what answered the door to the police to let them in because he wouldn't go down.
Yeah, I remember she being on live and people were questioning her, saying, "Oh, is there a protest outside?" And she said, "Oh no, there's nothing going on outside."
Sorry, Wayne, she didn't say that at all. She said she was on live, she was battling Rambo, and people were saying to her that there were people. She didn't say she wasn't there. She said she was there. She was on live.
Hey, oh, Willie, I just walked away from
in his house.
Yeah, that's actually what happened.
And she said that herself.
Oh. So did she say that tonight? I didn't see it.
Yeah, she said that herself tonight, that she was online, she was battling Rambo, she had the music on, she didn't know what was going on outside. We all know she knew what was going on outside, but fact of the matter is, she said tonight she didn't.
Saturday as well, they all knew and stuff.
Well, your sound's not great, love.
Zeus, you're a bit quiet there.
They all knew and still sat with them, Ben, man. Every one of them all knew.
I know. Like, she knew because, see, that night of the protest, see when Diadro was live, you could hear the people, and then when he realised, okay, I can't hide it anymore, he showed them on his CCTV.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And he showed them CCTV.
If you remember that night, she was in the other room battling on her own thing, and then he came in and gifted her, but everyone was saying to her there's protests outside. She sat on live and said there wasn't. Everyone knew there was.
Then she and lots of people saying chat. She had to
Rossy for the content in the morning, by the way.
No, yeah, no worries. And she had to scrub beast off of the front door.
Let's never forget as well, see during that whole period, after Sophie Rose done exactly what happened to her with Remi, she done that to Becca B. She was a part of their little minions asking for Scottish people's names, the women's names, their children's names, their addresses. People forget all this. They were also part of Irish Joe, Winchester. People were calling them the day that Irish Joe, God bless her soul, got found.
And also one of his friends came up and tried to run one of the protesters over.
That's right, scare psychological tactics as usual, bully boy tactics.
Yeah. From the circle of kindness.
You've been telling this for a start, like to Cassidy and all that, and they all refused to listen and still...
Yeah, I think it's safe to say nobody's forgot about it.
Liars, bullies, and we say it for our own accounts. Exactly.
But that's what I don't agree with that. I don't agree that people have forgot about it. Nobody's forgot about it, hence why when she's just been in the chat then people are coming for her straight away and saying Jojo and Winchester in the chat. Nobody's forgot.
Everybody needs to keep.
Unfortunately, we need to remember Sophie took a holiday after Joe. She got her extensions done.
Literally, again, because Rossy has just been called out for not hitting her hard enough, and Rossy literally asked her the question.
It's not just up to Rossy, it's up to us all.
Rossy has literally just asked her about it and said, Jojo paid for your holiday. She said, no, he didn't. No, she didn't. That Dan paid on his credit card. She's just been asked about that by Rossy online.
Yeah, I did ask her that question, and I also asked her...
did.
And I asked her about the, because apparently she asked money for heating as well, and then she went out and got her hair done, but she's denying it all. She's denying it all.
Do you know what can't be denied? Do you know how, and we shouldn't speak about it, but it's only because it's important, because it shows what Diadro is. The only reason we know the situation Jojo was in was because Diadro came on and told TikTok as soon as he fucking heard. And I just shit myself because Sophie Rose appeared over your shoulder, Rossy.
Remember, Jojo's family came into the box and told us. The extent
and then he streamed her funeral in the Discord.
Oh, the absolute rat bag.
Yeah, that's just so...
I just say, anyone who follows him, anyone's gifting him a rose, who liked his life, who's been in his box battles, you're all fucking wrong and you're enablers, so that's all I've got to say.
That's it.
Well, yeah, I've still got no sympathy for Sophie, and I've got no sympathy for Remi. You know,
They,
I'm sorry.
they need to keep spilling their guts though, Rossy. I think they still need, all of them, see Chantel, Sophie, even though the people's got a problem, they need to spill their guts so everybody can run with it and keep their feet fit in this
Yes.
guy's neck.
I think
We
this is
need
one.
this guy gone.
This is my opinion. I think this is one of the reasons he's done this creator network as well and set up his own agency, because he probably knows at some point he will not be able to go live. He will not be able to have his face on live. So he's
Will he be in jail soon?
Yeah, he'll be
Yeah.
going to jail next year. apparently.
he'll be able to be still making money off of other people in his network. So
They scam people on Facebook as well, remember that, before they came here?
Yes.
Remember, this all started with Diadro and his wife
yeah,
going to court, not getting to see his children.
yeah, exactly.
The files
every
have
year
never
it's
been
been another
closed, we
woman.
just moved it so nobody can see it and we've been working on it. It's as simple as that. We don't need
Yeah.
it in
His father
public.
coming making an
It was
appearance
more
tonight,
trouble when
Ross.
it was public. We could get on with it when it's private.
Rossy.
Is Archie here?
Thanks for the gift, not that Frenchy.
Archie, I don't think Archie's here
Not
yet.
that Frenchy.
And that.
How is Archie feeling with all this?
I don't think Archie's in yet. Is he here? Is Archie in?
I don't know, pal. I'm not
Press the
sure.
button,
I
Archie.
don't think he's talking to you, right? But I'm
Oh,
over
sorry,
there.
sorry. Sorry.
There he is.
I can't see
Is it
Archie.
Archie the boxer?
Archie the boxer.
It says no.
Archie the boxer. Is that Archie the boxer?
Yeah, Archie the boxer, but
He's in the comments.
Hello.
Evening, Daz.
Archie the boxer, request a box. Big up, Daz. How you doing?
Oh my good God. Comical.
I was just watching the end of Cassidy's.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she did not like getting called out at all.
Is that a dad?
Archie's Remi's dad. Hello, Archie.
Yeah, does.
Hey bud, how you doing?
Dad. How you doing, Archie?
How are we, Archie boy?
Hey up, mister.
Obviously,
How's
we're
your feel your
sorry.
daughter's
This
attack?
this has to play on social media, but obviously you've seen it all.
But how do you feel with your daughter bounces her babies on base station?
No, right, stop it. Right. Archie, obviously, can we have a conversation about it on your side of the story, on how you feel?
Well, my thoughts on TikTok are really of one that's not in the real world of reality, like as normal human beings live, and it's something that's sort of like people they live a life by it, and
So,
it's sort of like really happy.
Archie, 2 seconds. You're a bit quiet. Can you? If you haven't got your finger on your microphone at all,
Any better, Rossy?
a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit better.
are you using
Rossy, what I'd like to say to you, we've spoken on the telephone, and I've great admiration for what you do. Like, you're a straightforward thinking family man.
Yeah.
I don't like the stature that you present when you're on the screen. With my daughter Remi, I'd like to just go and give you a bit of background history, and she was a wonderful child, brought up in a wonderful family. She had a very, very talented grandfather. He worked for Aston Martin Lagonda, and he was also an incredible artist. Her grandmother was a seamstress that worked in the West End until she retired. Her mother was a business owner, a very beautiful lady, and that's where Remi gets her looks from. Remi's brother Lou is a nuclear scientist, and they live totally different lives. When Remi began
Where
to
did
grow
Boob
up,
Station link come for?
sorry.
How did she end up on Boob Station?
Do you know what? It's something that I've never acknowledged the fact that she was on. My sisters, one of them in particular, used to go on there and watch her. But me personally, I never acknowledged it as being sort of like on TV or whatever, because in my mind as her father, it made me, I don't know, in a better place that I didn't think about it too much. But
It's obviously because you've got. It seems like he's a respectable family in that. Know what I mean? It's
Yeah, most certainly. Her grandparents.
The thing I would like to ask, obviously, Archie, I'm right, it's about Diadro, obviously, and what you've seen between him and Remi's relationship for your take.
Well, the thing is that Remi's sort of she's an intelligent girl and very artistic, and she's sort of like, but she's also she's very gullible when it comes to relationship. And I don't say that in any demeaning way of my daughter, because there are so many, both men and women, that are gullible, sort of like when they sort of like think they fall in love. But behind that sort of like facade, there is a wonderful girl, you know.
Nobody's here to bash your daughter or bring her down in front of you. Don't think where it's just unfortunately played out on social media, and Diadro's let's say a big character, if you know what I mean. And
he's an utter scumbag. See, to be honest, that too is that we think he's a danger to all kids and women, and we don't think anybody.
Well, my views on Diadro or Daniel Stone.
But stop muting me when I'm talking, man.
Hang on, guys. Let's let Archie talk. Let's let Archie talk for a bit.
I don't my views on Daniel or Diadro as he presents himself on this TikTok are one of a sort of like I don't know, not a very nice person, like, you know. It seems, if I was perfectly honest and going back to sort of like my West London roots and that sort of stuff, I'd say that he'd have to get up 10 minutes early to get his head out of his own arse. That's what I think of him.
Lisa, you all right?
Fair play, Rossy. Do your thing. I'm going to mute up, man.
That's right. Lisa, you all right?
Yeah, I am. I'm
Obviously,
fine.
you know Archie, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I've got, yes, of course I do.
She should know me. She's my sister. I mean,
Yeah.
Indeed.
the thing is, with our family, we sort of like drop in and out of each other's lives, but to the core of us, we are there for each and every one of us when we need to be. As that's why I'm coming on here tonight to speak to these people. I think of quality. I've not much to say about sort of like, you know, the guy that Remi's been with, or sort of like this Diadro guy.
No,
I've seen all the sort of like.
you have. Good.
Archie, have you met him?
No, I haven't met him. I believe that sort of like Remi's mother Claire's met him, like, you know, but I think her opinion should be sort of like kept within her own thoughts, like, you know, it wouldn't be fair to me to say what she thinks of the man, like, you know, in any way.
Yeah, that is definitely Remi's dad. I don't know if you've seen everything that's been going on, Archie, but I'm going to be honest, I've only ever met Remi on one occasion. And I know, like, obviously I don't know her well, but I can't help but have part of me, I am worried for her well-being. Have you been seeing everything that's going on?
Yes,
I know there's not much you can do.
Yeah, I have been seeing everything that's been going on, but the nature of the man that I am, I can see sort of like through certain things, and sort of like some of it seems to be sort of almost staged or played out, and that sort of.
Well, this is where I think it needs to stop. I think this is where it needs to stop, Archie. I think because it is played out like a game, unfortunately. We need to get the truth out once and for all, whether that comes for Remi, Sophie, whatever. The truth needs to be laid out.
And the fact that the guy is a utter danger to women and stuff, that's like why we're all here outing him. Like, you need to.
And a lot of people are asking, do you know of him ever hitting your daughter?
Look.
I really hope not.
There's certain truths in and around TikTok and all that, and I wouldn't feel sort of like good to say anything demeaning about my daughter, because I have the highest esteem for her as a person and as a mother. She's an adorable mother, and you know, talk of little Ted, my grandson, you know, being neglected and all that is completely false. You wouldn't ever meet a more caring girl.
Well, we don't say our kid's neglected. Look, we're just worried about her safety. He's a brainwasher. He's a manipulator.
Yeah.
You don't understand to the highest degree. This cunt's a narcissist.
I fully understand your opinion of sort of like Daniel Sloan or.
No, it's not just my opinion. No, it's like loads and
Yeah,
thousands of people were worried for your daughter, man.
Yeah, I know it's an opinion of a vast amount of people, like, you know. But, you know, sometimes in life we will make mistakes. I think Remi's made a terrible mistake by coming together with this guy, like, you know. But she's been sort of like in and out of love so many times in the past, like, you know, she's a sweet girl and she cares for the person that she's with and she's very protective over them, as you've seen, sort of like her protecting the guy rather than sort of like becoming close to her dad. I've got used to this, but I still love her the same today as the day she was born.
Of course you do. That's your daughter.
Yeah, most certainly is. So the thing around Diadro and the narcissism and his sort of like abuse to women and sort of like how he comes across and that sort of stuff. Do you know what? Unfortunately, I'm sad to say that. No, me personally, I do not like him. I certainly don't like the fact that he has any contact with my daughter or little Ted. Like, you know, she's head and shoulders above him, and she should never ever have been in his company at any time in her life.
I agree with that. Has she ever discussed the Claire's law?
Perfect people in the comments. You'll think you're so perfect.
Yeah, hang on, Archie. It was just to say, Archie, you are aware that he's on Claire's law.
Yeah, I don't really understand the full entirety of Claire's law, but not.
Can I please tell you?
Yeah, go on, Ben. You cover what Claire's law.
I understand.
Claire's law is not a register. It's on me page. See the girl who is called Claire, who was murdered by her boyfriend, and I'll take a ban for the words I'm saying. There's a video of her sister explaining what Claire's law is. It's not a register, Archie. Let me speak, love.
Yeah,
it's not a register, right?
I understand that totally. I know I really.
Right, it's just you asked me to explain it, and I was going to.
I really do appreciate it, but I understand completely how.
So you don't want to know, okay?
Sorry.
Ben was going to explain what Claire's law is.
Yeah, look, I've got a basic understanding of it, Rossy. Like, you know, but I say from my side of things, I feel sorry for anybody that suffers by any sort of like neglective comments or abuse or whatever on TikTok. I feel very sad for them and their families. There are so many wonderful things that I've seen.
You're thinking it's your daughter that's getting this abuse and that, Archie, man.
Yeah, I know, and I'm not going to sort of like, you know, respond in an aggressive, angry manner because I could do so easily. But because I have such a love and a belief in the truth and stature of my daughter, I want her to be safe and I want her to be sound. And I'd like her to be back with her first partner, Ricky, because he's a man of strong standing. He's a hard-working man. He's an honest man. And he's a fighting man. He'll fight for her every day of his life. He loves her still.
It's time for her to love herself, not somebody else.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I don't disagree with any of your comments at all. Like, you know, the one thing that sort of like she should do is, as you say, she should love herself. She should get to know the real person that's inside Remi Curtis, because inside there is the most beautiful creature.
Archie, can I just, Archie, I'm just going to pause you a sec there. We cannot mention the child or the father at present.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologise.
Because there is something going on. Obviously, you probably are aware behind the scenes.
Rossy, look, I apologise for this. Like,
it could jeopardise things. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I'm old school. I speak from the heart. So if I've infringed any rules, please accept my apologies, TikTok. I'm just being.
Could I ask, like, is Remi obviously, is she realising what the... Rossy, is there a problem with me speaking here? Because the mods seem to keep turning my mic off.
I think it's because God, you ask your question, and then I'm going
Just I'm trying to have an intelligent conversation here, not have outbursts, you know. It's,
No,
I was just about to say, like, is Remi realising maybe what Diadro's like here? Or do you feel she's maybe stuck in that trap?
Well, I think that Remi's sort of like, she may be in a situation where reality has actually come and hit her quite starkly. I think sort of like with all this, you know, say of pregnancy, him leaving, this other lady, Sophie Rose, and the battle that they continue to sort of like feud over, like, you know, surrounds this Diadro guy, like, you know. And I certainly wouldn't waste any more time if I was Sophie Rose or if I was Remi Curtis, like, you know.
Yeah.
He deserves, deserves a
sorry,
certain type of woman to be with a Scotsman like that. And Myra Hindley springs to hand.
What do
quickly.
people expect him to do? She's a grown up at the end of the day. He doesn't like him. But what is he supposed to do? She's a grown up. She's old enough to make her own decisions. We all feel awful for her and pray to whatever God or whatever anybody believes in that she's okay and that she sees sense. But she's a grown up.
Yeah,
You're right, man. Yeah, you're right, man.
I agree with all your comments. She is a grown up, like, you know. But we sometimes in life we make the wrong decision. On this occasion,
What? Oh.
I think she is a grown up, and we're all grown ups in here, but you've got to have a supportive family around you to support you when you're going through stuff that you may not see, like the amount of weight that she's lost and stuff like that. You know, she does not look well, and I think that's where people are saying, and where you're saying, you know, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. She's an adult, but has she got a supportive family around her that's going to help her?
Well, the thing is,
where people are coming from.
Yeah, the thing is, that you don't see in Remi Curtis, she has an inner strength, and she has a quality of people around her. She's got some wonderful friends. She's got some beautiful members of her family that sort of like support her, like, you know. Remi Curtis may lose weight, but she's so strong in her head, she won't lose any sort of like mental stability because of this guy, like, you know. And she'll move on, and the man that she's looking for will find her. She won't have to look for him.
Right, guys, briefly, all right, I want to get everyone back up in a sec. But if Daz stays up, Archie and myself, I'm gonna ask Archie some questions, but then I'll get everyone in boxes, and then you've got a chance to ask Archie some questions.
Yeah, of course. Go on, I'll drop.
No problem, Rossy.
I'll get you back up, guys.
Remi's a skitty bum. Bye.
Archie, the question I've got, when is the last communication you had with Remi? I mean, have you got a relationship with Remi at the minute? Do you see her? Do you speak to her on a regular basis?
I think she's got this protection mode over her partner, like, you know, or any partner, whether it be Diadro, Ricky, or sorry, her ex-partner or whatever, like, or any man in her life. She's a very protective woman, like, you know, and yeah, she's just, as for communications, yes, prior to coming on here, she sent me a text. And she's also phoned my wife since I've been on here, like, you know. That's the first communication I've had from her since she sort of like said...
What, just now or today, did you mean, or...?
Just a few minutes ago, Rossy, like, you know. And
so she obviously knows you're on here.
Yeah, exactly that. And I feel saddened by the fact that I've had to sort of like come on to reconnect with her, like, you know. But
you came on TikTok. You came on TikTok to reconnect with her. So did you not have much of a relationship with?
Just living so far away on the coast, and Remi being sort of like either in Surrey or in Scotland, we don't have much time to sort of like spend with each other. And I haven't seen her physically since the Christmas before last. My opportunity to come on TikTok and see my daughter was something that I treasured, like, you know. Then Remi went into protection mode and sort of like, you know, I was ousted. But I don't know, it's sort of like, it's happened before, and I know how she works and that sort of stuff. But I say, even with that, you know, the words that we've said or whatever, like, you know, in the past, you know, I'll always love her as my daughter. Because to me, she's, I don't know, she's one of these people that comes on And if you get an opportunity to spend some time in her company, you can understand the love and quality of this girl.
Why? And also, did you find out about her being pregnant through TikTok, or did she contact you? Because,
No.
or do you not know?
No, Rossy. I've had no contact with Remi Curtis, sadly, whether it be my fault or hers, or perhaps our joint faults, But with the pregnancy and that sort of stuff, it was seen to me by me on TikTok, Whether it be the truth or not, I can't say, because I've not had it confirmed by Remi Curtis. And I'd like to say that, until she physically tells me that she's pregnant or that sort of stuff.
Yeah, because it was pretty much confirmed to everyone last night, because Diadro wanted to announce it, and he said, "Do you want to tell him, or shall I?" And she said, "You tell him." So he announced it last night, and she did go off screen, and she was vomiting off the screen. So from what we can gather, she is pregnant.
Rossy, myself personally, I wouldn't believe everything I see on TikTok. I believe my daughter when she speaks to me, because the quality that she has, she does tell the truth. Whether this be false or just a pretentious act that they put together just to sort of dramatise a relationship that may be happening, maybe not. I don't know.
But the thing I'm finding difficult is that I don't know how the hell it would ever work, because she can't live in Scotland and he can't come down here, because if she does, your grandson will be taken away, and that is a fact. So
yeah, Rossy,
you need to...
I don't disagree in any way, son. You talk perfect sense, and I admire what you do. As for Remi moving to Scotland, I can't see this happening. As for this guy coming to England, I can't see that possibly happening. As for a future relationship, only those two know whether it's staged or real. But for me, I'd like her to be sort of remaining in Surrey with her family and growing stronger and presenting herself without him to show people the girl that she is.
Yeah. Daz, did you want to say anything, Daz, at all?
No, I'm just observing.
Yeah. Lisa, you got anything you want to ask? Or?
Well, do you know what? To be honest, I don't know. A lot of people, and some people will agree with me, some people won't. This is not an episode of EastEnders. This is somebody's real life.
Yeah.
Now, I understand out in Diadro, or whatever you want to call him, I'm not fond of him one little bit. I cannot stand the man. However, obviously, what we've got to remember is that Remi is a grown up and she's old enough to make her own decisions, whether they be good or bad. They're her decisions, bad decisions to make. And some of the people, some of the things that people say, you seem to forget that these are real people.
But see what you're saying. I don't know if this is for dramatisation on TikTok. See the dramatisation that she's doing. Sorry, I can't seem to say that word tonight. She is doing this with someone who has been convicted of domestic abuse and who invited a 15-year-old girl to a secluded island. Remi's reputation is never going to recover from this.
Yeah. Well,
that's for her to deal with.
I'm sorry, but I firmly disagree with you, because what the reference that you make to sort of Diadro or Daniel's Stone, never at one time has Remi ever sort of abused anybody.
Yeah, but she's defended them.
Yeah, I know, but she's very protective and defensive of her partner.
Of a beast.
In fact, partner.
I do struggle, Archie, because Sophie Rose and Remi done a Claire's Law, and she said to Sophie Rose, it was on there. She said to Sophie Rose, "It is bad. It is bad." So for her to say the information she got from the Claire's Law, that it is bad, for her to say that herself, and then she's still with him. I'm sorry, but it's unbelievable. I'm sorry, it is. And you as the father, if that was my daughter, I'm sorry, Archie, now, but if that was my daughter, I'd be flying up to Scotland and seeing that man in person. If that is your daughter, you do anything to defend her. And if you're finding out this information, I'm sorry. If you're just sitting there saying, "Oh well, you know, she's a good woman," I'm sorry, Archie, but it's wrong.
I agree with you, Rossy, but just quickly, so this Lisa is meant to be her auntie, but has only met her once, and Archie's meant to be her dad. It's just all a bit strange.
Isn't it very strange? Isn't
Very
it all
strange.
strange?
Very strange, because families don't fall out and stop talking to one another.
Yeah, Lisa's a half. Lisa's half. It's half. You're a half sister, aren't you, Lisa?
Yeah.
Rossy, in response to your comment to me about sort of like you'd be going up to Scotland if you were in my boots and all that sort of stuff. I come from a family from West London, like, and my father was a known sort of like figure in the criminal.
Guys, can you mute if you're not talking?
Sorry.
No, go on, Archie.
My father was a figure in the criminal underworld and run sort of like illegal drinking clubs, and sort of like they were sort of infiltrated by the IRA and stopped. He was a hard, tough man, and as is the core of our family. If you want me to go to Scotland and kill him,
Archie, don't say that word on here. But I didn't insinuate that.
Also, Rossy did not say that.
I didn't say that at all.
You didn't say that, but you want me to go and vent my anger.
No, I didn't even say vent your anger. But I didn't even say vent your anger. But I'd be going there and seeing the person for myself, and at least assessing the situation and seeing what the actual person has got to say. And you can and as you know from anyone, when you talk to someone or you meet someone in person, you can get the vibe off that person. And you know, I'd want to know what this person's like. If I'm finding out this information and my daughter is potentially having a child with this man, and he's on the Clare's Law and he's got criminal convictions, I sure as hell will be doing a bit of research myself, and I'd want to, go and see for myself and protect my own daughter. I've got two children. I've got 2 boys, and I'd do anything to protect them. But if I had a girl, I think I'd be even more protective, because I think you generally are more protective over girls. So I'm sorry, Archie, but I do find it strange, and you're a little bit too cool and calm for my liking.
Yeah, I don't want to be aggressive because I've had aggression in my past, and it's saying that it's a side of me that my father gave me. And if he was if that came back to me, then I'd go to Scotland and I would end up in prison, because that's the man that I was. I'm old now. I still have the feelings that you would have if this was happening to your daughter. The fact that I can't go and do what so many people would love to do makes me feel somewhat sad. Perhaps I'm not the man I was, but I am still there for Remi Curtis every day of her life. So whether or not you think bad of me by not going there or whatever, I'm with her in thought, I'm with her in strength, and I've got her in my heart.
Can I ask one more question of Archie? And this is my final question of Archie. How do we know you're her dad?
I don't know. I was there when she was born.
Yeah, were you?
Probably not.
I was there. I saw her come into the world. I used to sing to Remi.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Why do you keep calling her Remi Curtis?
Yeah,
Why can't you just call her
it's all very strange.
Same question. Same question.
I've always called her Remi Curtis. I used to sing her name to her each and every day. Remi Curtis, you're a lovely girl.
It's very.
Whether or not you want me to call her my daughter,
Why? Do you know what?
You're my second daughter.
The attacking of people, what in this life is actually disgusting. You go on and do you. Good luck with your life. I'm leaving. I'm not sitting here and listening to this. It's horrible. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of person. You know me, Rossy. You know what I'm like.
I know, Lisa. But people, I think it's the way Archie's coming across, and even myself, I do find it. Oh, Lisa's gone. I do find it difficult to understand. So Lisa might have got upset there, but people are generally going to feel this way because it doesn't add up.
If she wants to get upset, she can be upset. Anybody on here that wants to be upset can be upset. Anybody who wants to be angry on here can be angry on here, I don't want to react in a way that you want me to react and say, yes, I feel bad, I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to do that, You don't know what's going on in my head, what's going on in my what goes through in my thoughts when I read these comments and I see how he talks to her and how he sort of is with her, like, you know. It's something that I never wish any father to be in. And
So have you at least picked up the phone and phoned her and said, look, I think you should get away from him. I don't think you should be with him. Have you voiced any of that to her?
Rossy,
as a father, have you voiced any of that to her?
Yeah, Rossy, by text, like, you know, sort of, she wouldn't accept my phone calls and that sort of stuff, but, you know, I've got several texts from Remi, which I've put one up, which perhaps I shouldn't have put up, like, you know, but, yeah, I've always tried to offer advice on all that, and I'm certainly worried about her, like, you know, as any father would be. If I've not responded or reacted into what you thought I'd be in a ball of anger and that sort of stuff, I can't even apologise for it, because it's like this. It's just the way that I am. I'm lucky enough to sort of like to be in a position now where I can care about her. I can offer her strength if she wants me to be back involved in her life, and I can help lead her on a straight path to a better life with a decent man.
Yeah. I just want to say to some people in the comments, Archie has sent me pictures from his phone number to my phone number of family pictures. He's even took pictures of a picture in a photo frame. He's sent me quite a few pictures, so I don't have any doubt that he is Remi's dad, because he sent me quite a few personal, private. He sent me pictures of him with Remi as a baby, family pictures at Mills. So I've seen quite a few pictures, guys, from Archie, and I've got his telephone number. So some people are telling you to turn your camera on to prove that you are actually Remi's dad.
Yeah, look, Rossy, I'm new to this game, son. Like, if I'm not Remi's dad, then I'd please like to get a refund on all her private school fees.
Yeah. I'm just trying to address the comments, because I don't have a doubt that you are Remi's dad, and obviously I know Lisa, and Lisa knows your voice. I've spoke to you on the phone, so I know your voice.
Yeah.
And as like I say, I've had a lot of pictures.
With Lisa going and all that sort of stuff, it's a decision that she wants to make. Like, if she's had enough of this, or it's too sort of like, too much, so then that's her own decision. I respect that, But my point coming on here tonight was not to sort of like say that I'm angry, because I am angry. It's just to sort of like see if I could sort of like make some way, to present my daughter as I see her, as a firm, strong, beautiful young lady, but being led by somebody that's sort of like not very likeable.
Oh, can I just ask a question, please?
Hang on, Daz, go on. Daz first, because Daz hasn't spoke.
Archie, I've got a quick question for you. Is it true that Remi ended up with a black eye, and do you know how that occurred?
Well, the thing is that I'm not in a place to sort of like disclose things like that. I think sort of like abuse should be never sort of offered in any form, whether it be physical, mental, or sort of like, in the narcissistic way that he sort of like, he reacts to my daughter, he's I don't know, it's a sordid life that he lives, and that I admire. He's a man that I detest, but whether it's, do you know what, at the end of the day, I still don't know if it's fact or fiction.
Sorry, what is it you don't know is fact or fiction?
Well, their relationship is staged. When I first sort of like heard about Remi going on TikTok, we spoke about it. And okay, yeah, she has been on Babe Station, but she's always looked upon it as a business, as a way to sort of like, better herself, whether it be in wealth, in property, whatever, like lead a better lifestyle. I never acknowledged that because I'm a father, and I chose not to. But then she came onto TikTok, and it was another way to sort of like, to earn money, I suppose. And I think with Remi, she'd like to be seen in people's eyes as sort of like a person that's sort of entertained to somewhat degree. Love her or hate her, there's only one Remi Curtis, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Archie, I'm sorry, I'm going to butt in, and then I'm going to have to go, because I'm biting my tongue like you would not believe. You keep referring, see when Remi, your daughter, Remi Curtis, got with Daniel Sloan, he had already been outed on this app for texting a 15-year-old girl to come and meet him. He's already been convicted of domestic abuse. She's not with someone that people don't like.
Yeah, well, This is true, and I sort of like agree with everything you say. Like, you know,
Well, you can't not
video-
because it's true.
the video of the guy when he sort of like admitted that he was going to sort of like, you know, with that domestic violence charge and all that, it was there in front of you, and it was his voice that was speaking those words. Like, you know, the thing with the 15-year-old girl, I'm completely like, I'm not pleading sort of like ignorance.
Oh, I can send you them, love. I can send you them.
But you know, I fully sort of like take on board what you're saying, and I can understand with complete honesty from you. Like, you know, me myself, if it were to happen, you know, that he has done that, it would be a dreadful act. Like, you know,
He has. It's none of what I'm saying is ambiguous. I'm gonna drop. Good luck with it all. Catch you later.
Ben. Catch you later, Ben.
Cheers, love.
I did have a follow-up question, but
Go on,
I
Daz.
kind of got railroaded. But Archie, didn't you say something on Illuminati's chat about her having a temporary hearing loss and like a damaged eardrum or something?
yeah. She has got a damaged eardrum.
And was that from sort of a clout round the head?
I'd like to think it was from an artistic comment that she's heard since she's been with that man. For me to say that she's been hit, struck, and all that sort of stuff, it's not my place to say.
Yeah, but Archie, you say it's not your place, but you wrote in someone's comments that she had a black eye and a damaged eardrum. Why would you write something like that in comments if you know it's not your place?
The thing is, Rossy, it's a difficult one for me, like, you know, to come on here and say, you know, sort of like certain things. So, you know, take it or leave it, like, you know. My aim today to come on here was to sort of like present you with a picture of the Remi Curtis, or my daughter that I love and adore, that seems to have been sort of like taken fully out.
Yeah, but but Archie, any parent would love and adore their child, so everyone's going to have that same perspective.
I'm not getting this either, to be honest.
We see Remi Curtis totally different, and you're not seeing you're not seeing the real Remi Curtis at all, or the real Diadro for that matter. I'm a little bit lost as to what this is about and what you're actually coming on here to achieve, because you know, to not even.
I think you wanted me to come on here and being aggressive and that sort of.
Not aggressive at all. Not aggressive at all. But to not even have phones. Like,
the only one you're ever going to get from me is an honest one and sort of like one that makes reference to the person that I am. And today it's just sort of like, you know, it seems that I've been cut and carved and that sort of stuff. I don't mind that so much. Like, you know, 10 or 15 years ago I would have gone there, but today sort of like retirement and that, I still feel for her. If I can reconnect with her, I'd certainly like to talk to her and give her some advice and sort of like help her to come back.
Well, Archie, I've got Diadro's phone number. Yeah, I can pass that on to you. Would you like to give him a call and speak to him?
Yeah, I very much like that.
Because that's the thing I'd want to be doing. I'd at least want to have a word with him on the phone. If I hear all this information about him and he's with my daughter.
I would very much like to talk to him. I would very much like to meet him, like, you know. But for me going to Scotland or him coming to England, it wouldn't happen, like, you know, because it would be a collision course. Because, you know, even though sort of like I'm of an age now that I can't sort of like, you know, physically sort of do what I used to do, I could certainly sort of like put him to bed.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah.
Go on, mate.
Archie, if you are Remi's father, right, you know, I really do feel for you, because your daughter has upset a lot of people in here when she's been told about Diadro. She's laughed it down. She's lied to a lot of people. Like you say, she's a nice lady, but what nice lady does that to someone else? You know, yeah. I'm going to say it point blank. If I were her father, I'd be getting on a plane like Rossy said, and I'd be pulling a finger out of her own ass. And you're just too calm. It's like anyone can get photos off of social media or anything. And I just, something's not right. I don't think Lisa's her auntie, and I honestly don't think your father.
Well, you can think whatever you like, and you can have any opinion of me if you like. And I'd give you a bit of advice now. If you think that I'm that sort of like solemn, sort of like absolute man that's vanished out of her life and won't defend her, come and see me.
Come and see, you can't even go see Diadro, mate.
Come and
Who's going to end up beating your daughter up?
If you want to see the man that I am, and you're trying to get me annoyed and aggravated,
How have you got that energy for him?
I certainly won't be going to Scotland.
Archie, Archie, the energy you're throwing at Wayne just now, that's the energy you need to be throwing at Diadro. I'm sorry, but Archie,
That's giving me threats, Archie. Now you're giving me these threats.
Why don't me, please?
See a man beat up and beat women up, right? That's who you need to go see. So don't threaten me.
Look, you're just putting something on a plate there for yourself, aren't you? You want to sort of like say that I'm not a man, and I go and pull her finger out of her arse and that sort of stuff. And you want me to smash this?
Come on, pal. Come and see me. I tell you what, you'll come and see me, but you won't go see a man what's...
Please stop muting me.
I should think you should personally pull your finger out of your arse and stop sort of like going on like a prick.
Look, Rossy, don't believe anything this man says. It's a joke.
I think Archie's just talking shit, really. I'm going to drop.
Just on that point, though, Rossy, Archie has been in Remi's live, and Remi has confirmed that is a dad on a live. So I know people are now questioning it. You've seen the pictures, and it's come out of Remi's own mouth that is a dad.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got pictures of Remi with her dad's dinner table. I've got loads of pictures, guys. They were up on my old account. I'm not questioning that he is the dad, but I'm just questioning.
I don't care whether people think that I'm her dad or not, because I know that I'm her father. I was the man that brought her into this world, like, you know.
Archie, total respect to you, mate, right? I don't get you. You could get angry with that guy there because he pulled up an issue, right? And you're like, come and see me, mate. How have you got that energy for the guy that's putting your daughter through so much?
Right, can I just jump in? Can I just jump in and say something? Yeah. Can people let people finish what they're saying, and stop jumping over people? If you can, the reason people get muted is because they're speaking over the top of people. Please respect that people need to finish what they're saying for people to understand what they're saying and not speak over the top of people. If you continue to do it, you won't just get muted, you'll get dropped out of the boxes. It's as simple as that.
Thank you, Daz.
I appreciate your comment, and I apologise for that, like, you know, but I do appreciate the sort of correction of my attitude towards that, talking about people. I apologise.
At the end of the day, he's a father.
Hang on, let's just let Sharon go.
On you go, Sharon.
At the end of the day, he's a father, and he wants her love. Whatever their relationship is, it's obviously that it's strained. Now, whether that's because she has to learn her own lessons, he still loves her, and he still doesn't want to cut her off. He's obviously says he's not happy about it. But what can he do? She is an adult. She has to learn her own lessons in life, unfortunately. And as sad as it is, it's like, I don't like TikTok for the fact that when people don't agree with what other people are saying and don't allow people to have an opinion, they go on the aggressive side. And I just think that is what is wrong with TikTok. She is an adult. He clearly loves her. To question whether it's his father, why would a man that obviously is a respectful man, why would a man come on this platform and say he's somebody he's not? I think people have to stop judging people so harshly. And, you know, Rossy has done amazing, and Daz, and what they do in bringing these things to the table, but nobody can make Remi to make them decisions. It's down to her.
Well, Rossy, I don't know what you make of it. I apparently don't appear to be the man you thought I was. Like, you know, I was aggressive towards that guy. I apologised to him because I didn't like some of the things he said. If I was in the presence of Diadro or Daniel Stone, whatever you like to call himself, I would display far more aggression because I'm a lover and I'm a defender. But as for me coming to meet him at any point, I can't see that happening. Would I like to talk to him? Most certainly I'd like to talk to him, because I'd like to talk to a man that I've seen you know, sort of like treat my daughter like something he's got on his shoe, like, you know, when really what she should have done in life was stepped over him and left him.
Yeah, I think.
Sorry, Rossy.
No, go on, Hayley.
I was just going to ask Archie because he's obviously said how kind, how loving Remi is. And I guess the problem is sometimes, Archie, is that potentially isn't the person that Remi's displaying currently online. So, and I know you have watched her, so do you agree that Remi online is not the same Remi offline?
Most certainly, certainly, my love. I think sort of like, you know, I don't know if she's got caught up in a sort of like an almost sort of like dramatic scene from a soap opera or whatever, like, but that's how it comes across to me. I don't enjoy it, you know, I hate it. In fact, like, you know, I've got no love or respect for the man that she's sort of like with or not, whether it be fact or, you know, fact or fiction, like, you know, aggression. Yeah, I have it. If I was in the same room with him, I would have it immensely. Like, you know, I'm a father. I should defend her until I sort of like leave this planet. You know, I'm sort of like just doing what I can at the moment. I've reconnected with her because of this. I mean, I that, like, you know.
Archie, I accept your apology.
Sorry, Lynn,
I just don't want to see
finished.
your daughter being it.
Sorry, just quickly, Archie. And I guess what people seen last night were the potential that Remi could lose absolutely everything if she continues in this situation. And I think what people are maybe wanting to see is how are a family as well trying to help her in that situation, because sometimes it is hard to see the end goal when you are stuck in those environments. I get that. But obviously she could potentially lose everything if she continues in this relationship.
Platform to sort of like do something else or be led by him into something else, like, you know. I think sort of like this thing with that other lady, that young Sophie Rose that got Diadro's child, like, I don't think that sort of thing should be happening. Like, you know, if they've both had the same relationship of this guy, like, you know, I think instead of sort of like taking chunks out of each other, they should sort of like have a sit down and sort of like clear the air and sort of like give each other a bit of advice and maybe help each other along the way. And hopefully it will help other people to sort of like go on to get involved with, you know, any form of narcissist or sort of like domestic violence or people that want to sort of like meet underage children. I just hope something good comes from this. Your opinion of me is sort of like your entire opinion of me. I don't want to be aggressive. I want to be kind. I want to be loving, and I want to be understanding. As I say, and I've said before, if I was in his presence, I would be a different person altogether. You see me raise my voice and get aggressive to the gentleman earlier on. I'd say I apologise for that. But that's,
and I accept your apology. I just don't want to see your daughter get hit by a man, mate. None of us want to see that.
Not at all.
None of us.
I agree. I agree with you entirely. Like, you know, I've knocked out people in the past that have been rude to people in pubs, to their wives, sisters, or whatever. Like, you know, I'm very, very protective. Very, very protective.
Archie, quickly, people are saying in the comments about you've changed your bio, what you've written on your bio. I mean, you put that on there earlier today, didn't you? Saying you've put on there saying that you're coming on Rossy Reports to reveal the real Remi Curtis. I think people have seen that as a thing that you're coming on here to out Remi Curtis. I think people have seen it the wrong way, but you didn't mean it that way, did?
Sorry, Rossy. Look, I came on here to reveal the real Remi Curtis. I know as her father. I've known as a young child growing up into a beautiful young woman. I've known her, seen her enjoy herself. You know, she's a loving kid. She's an understanding woman. Like, you know, she's a wonderful mother. You know, and she loves her family. The situation she's in, I would never want to be in, or any other woman to be in. Like, you know. I'm in a position where I'm sort of like, I'm old, I'm tired, frustrated, I don't know, and just wish that this thing didn't happen in the first place, Rossy. But I thank you for the time that you've given me this evening.
That's right. I just before you go, Archie, I just wanted to ask about Remi's mum before you go. You know, do you have any communication? I mean, I just wanted to know what her thoughts are on it all.
Yeah, I've had a sort of like some form of feedback for other members of the family about Claire's opinion of the guy, like, you know. But that's her opinion, and it's not for me to sort of like give that opinion, you know. All I can say is, Rossy, that it's
So you saying that she don't agree with what Remi's doing, or you're not going to say?
I sort of like she does. No, you're right. She doesn't agree with what she's doing. I think she's sort of like, you know, she sees that Remi's got herself into a situation that maybe probably is dangerous, like, you know, and she's not going to do her any good the longer she sort of like, you know, portrays herself as this girl on Diadro, you know, on his box battles and all that crap that's sort of like so defensive and sort of like loves Schmidt and sort of like, you know, love older men and all that sort of stuff. The guy to me is, you know, just a complete narcissist. His mother, Remi Curtis's mother, no, she doesn't like him, like, you know.
Can I ask a question, please, Rossy?
Go on.
Could I ask a question to Archie, please? Archie, why can't Diadro come down to meet you? Because he do go to England, or he did go to England to see Sophie Rose's baby, obviously his baby with her. So why can't Diadro come down to England to see you, or you go up to see him? Because, like, you know, what your daughter's going through here, it's like do you know what I mean? It's just so sad. It is really, really sad.
Yeah, well, I'll give Diadro an invitation now. He's welcome to come and see me any day of the week. He won't be welcome into my house. He's welcome on the pavement outside of it. And I should give him exactly what I think this guy deserves, the best hiding he's ever had in his life.
Well, Remi was... Diadro was down the other night. He was down, wasn't he? Because he got a flight back to Scotland from Gatwick. He was down because he went to the hospital with her. So,
yeah,
you know,
Rossy, I don't even mind going to Gatwick to meet this guy, like, because I'll have a straightener with him any day of the week in any place, like, you know.
I think then we're going to have to let you know when he's, because we seem to know when he's down more than, you know, other people do.
The way things sit at the minute, son, I've got a head full of thoughts, like, you know. And I wouldn't put it out as sort of like, in reality terms, I would not go to Scotland to see him, like, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rossy, for raising me. I just wanted to ask something very quickly, Archie, if that's okay.
Yeah.
All due respect, obviously we understand that she's an adult and everything, and as adults we are going to make our own decisions, we're going to make our own mistakes and everything else, of course we are. But as a grandparent, when our children make mistakes and everything like that, to a certain extent, we are going to sit back and let them make their mistakes so they can learn from them. But when we have grandchildren, I feel like there's a level of responsibility as a grandparent to step in then. And when we have to step in as a grandparent, that means then we have to step in as a parent as well. Do you not feel that's your duty at this point then to step in as a parent to look after that grandchild, if that makes sense?
Yeah, do you know what? It makes complete sense. It's one of the most sort of, I don't know, most positive things that's come out of the conversation that we've had together this evening. Like, you know, as a grandfather, very protective over, you know, my grandson, as I am over all my grandchildren and all my children, in fact, like, you know. Would I go to Scotland? I probably will.
Because in order to protect that grandchild, you're going to have to protect because it's not only that situation, it's a well-being after, because the mental health of that parent is going to have a knock-on effect, a domino effect on that child as well. It's not just that given moment, it's the lasting months, weeks and everything else. And the other point I wanted to make is you did make a point and say that a lot of it could just be for a script or drama. Then you are then making a statement saying that she's potentially mocking DV or pregnancy, which isn't something I find pleasant at all.
No.
And there's one more statement that I just... Sorry, go on.
The one thing in life is that we're all entitled to an opinion, like, you know, whether it be a good, bad or indifferent opinion, we're all sort of like, you know, entitled to an opinion, and that's your opinion. The opinion that I have, until I actually speak to Remi personally and sort of like, you know, get some of these things confirmed, is that, you know, it's something that's been put together and staged and all that sort of stuff. I may be completely wrong, but until I speak to my daughter, I can't confirm any of these things, like, you know.
No, I know, but you made the statement that a lot of things, don't take a lot of things as she says, because a lot of things you feel she puts on as a stage. And that was when pregnancy and so forth, everything else like that was brought up. So I'm just saying, if that is the case, then to stage something like that, I just feel if that is the case, a lot of people can't, for many, many reasons, be in that position. So I just wanted to mention that. And the third thing I wanted to mention, and I'm not attacking you, it's just a question. I just wanted to know, by any chance, you did mention that obviously Remi was messaging you and stuff. By any chance, you're not being silenced at all? You haven't had a briefing or anything, have you?
Had a what, sorry?
A briefing or anything?
Briefing?
Yeah, you haven't been silenced or anything, because we're all fully aware how manipulative and conniving Diadro is. So I just wanted to know, you haven't been silenced or anything, have you?
I'm sorry that I find that so amusing, because...
No, it's a genuine question. I'm having an adult conversation.
I apologise for that, because it's not an amusing subject, but I find your comment amusing, like, you know, because I think if someone wanted to silence me, they'd have to sort of like, you know, put me to sleep, because there's no way that I'd take any instruction from him, most certainly, or anybody else regarding this subject, like, you know. The only person that I'll take any sort of like form of information or instruction from, or any sort of conversation, is my daughter.
Actually, can I just say...
No, I didn't say you did.
Guys, hang on a second.
Can I have can I speak, please?
Be real. Just hang on 2 seconds. We've got a lot of people. We've got 3 people sat in boxes that have been sat in boxes for quite a long time and haven't said anything. So Shell, Chelsea, and Sharon.
I haven't gone either.
Whoa! Can I finish speaking, please?
Yeah.
Shell, Chelsea, and Sharon. Have you anything further to add to the conversation?
Yeah. So
yeah, I would like to just say that I hope and pray that for Ted, the son's, you know, I just feel for him, and I just hope the grandma, the mother, tries to influence her daughter, because from what I've seen of Remi, it looks like they've got a close relationship, and I just hope that she talks some sense into, you know, what's going on, because it's awful to see where this could end, and nobody wants to say "I told you so," because this man sounds very dangerous, and that's the saddest thing of all.
Remi got a solid bond of love with her mother since the day that she was born. They are like two sort of like peas out of a pod. They come from the same beautiful garden, like, you know, they got a love and a admiration for each other. They're bonded together by family blood cells and a strong family around them, like, you know. She's a very protective mother. She'll stand in the street and fight for Remi Curtis.
All right, Shell, what did you want to add?
Yeah. I think it's difficult. It's difficult from a father's point of view, but going back to what Rossy said literally about half an hour ago when I was muted, my concern is, as a father, as a man to man, as the father of an adult daughter who is making some very questionable decisions, I don't understand how you would not want to go and have a man to man, look the man in the eye and find out what's going on.
3 o'clock in the morning.
This Sunday.
Okay, Chelsea, and find out what is going on and have a conversation with them. And then straight away it was, well, I'm not going to go to Scotland. Now I would go to Scotland, and, you know, I can't do that, but now I would do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just a little bit, and that's why everybody in the chat is like, that's not a father, because what father would not want to have that conversation? Why does it take Rossy to say, well, I've actually got his phone number? You know what I mean? Why haven't you made an effort to have this man's phone number? That man is with your daughter, has got your daughter pregnant, and is risking your daughter's time with her son.
Yeah. Well, in reference to your remarks and your comments and that sort of stuff, and your opinion of me, you're perfectly entitled to opinion of me, whether it be sort of high, low, or indifferent, like, you know. Mm-hmm. But unless I sort of like speak to my personally and confirm some of the stuff that goes on or has gone on or whatever, like, I'll be on the first plane to Scotland. My mind today has been sort of about, sort of several things, her upbringing, her way in life, her leading to babe station to earn money to better her life, her coming onto TikTok, getting involved with this guy, like, she's gone down the wrong road. Yes, once I've spoken to her, which I believe to be true, some of these things, then I most certainly will go to Scotland. Before, when I spoke to Rossy, who I have great admiration and time for, my wife is such an adorable lady, and she's made me sort of like a lot less, and to put it straight, violent than I used to be. So, I'm not the kind, considerate man that you're listening to now in that sort of situation. If it was confirmed to me by Remi Curtis that she'd been abused, which I've seen some of it, like, but unless I speak to her and it is the truth, then I will be going to Scotland. The conversations that you guys have given me tonight, I've conversed quite sort of openly towards each other, and I take on board everything you say, and I believe that you say it with true honesty and dignity, like, The only undignifying thing about this conversation tonight is the man himself, Diadro.
Can I just? Well, I've been watching for a while, Rossy.
Well, guys, look.
Can I say something, please?
We're trying to do things in order. There are people who sit in the boxes for ages, who haven't had their say yet. So let's try and have a little bit of order. Whoever it was in the chat saying you don't like me, I'm extremely rude. I'm actually trying to let people have a say.
Actually, I appreciate Daz, because Daz is I'm a bit too nice, and I don't like to tell people to shut up, basically.
Ross is too soft, guys. Daz is the strong one in this relationship.
I don't find you rude, Daz. I don't find you rude at all.
Shell, have you had your say now, Shell?
Yeah, lovely. I'm going to drop down.
All right, my dear.
Okay. Speak to you later, Rossy.
All right, cheers. Joe, I think you're next.
Thank you, Daz. What I wanted to say, I'll make it very brief because everyone knows I get nervous in a box. What I wanted to say is there is information out there for Archie for you to read as and when you're able to. There's his Disclosure Scotland has been released, and that's not even current. And I must say there's several pages of history on this Disclosure Scotland, and like I say, that doesn't include anything recent. So I would say to you that, he's not just a bad man. It's serious, and this isn't a community he runs. It's almost like a cult. And I would be very, very worried for Remi. I think she needs to get out as soon as she possibly can. So that was one thing on that. I mean, I'm happy to forward. I mean, I think, Rossy, you've probably got his disclosure, have you?
Yeah.
That you can forward on. I would also research Clare's Law and what it actually means, because it's quite an important thing when it comes to DV and DV survivors.
Can I just firstly say to you, I think, sort of like you said, you're not confident in sort of when you come into box or whatever, like, you come across as a very confident young lady, like.
Thank you. I don't feel it.
The information that you give me, I greatly appreciate. I will spend some time looking into both those sort of like things that you've spoken about tonight, all of you guys on here, like, I think, something like this is a wonderful thing to stop some of the indignities that happen on TikTok. Like, I'm sorry if I presented myself in any way that offends anybody this evening. I'm a loving, caring sort of like father. The only thing I ever want to happen is that reunite my daughter, see my grandson Ted, and see them both safely in Surrey.
Yeah.
Archie, quickly, before the next person jumps in, can I ask, you said Remi messaged you while you was on here. Can you disclose what that message was, or is it too personal?
Rossy, like I said, I've got a great admiration and respect for you, like, so I will tell you. She said, Dad, We've been through so much together. Don't turn on me tonight.
Fair enough.
So that's the truth, Rossy. I'm an honest man, I'm a caring man, I'm an understanding man, and I'm a sharing man, as you are as a father. And Rossy, I'm going to go now because I hope that sort of I've answered some questions, maybe sort of like correctly or incorrectly, and given you insight into perhaps the Remi Curtis that I know and love so much. For the indignities she's suffering from the man that she's in a current relationship for, it's something that I don't sort of like sometimes bear to think about because it brings so much horror to me.
Archie, can I just say before you go, I hope you're all right. I feel like you have some people who have been out of order in here. I think a lot of people seem to forget, like, I grew up to respect my elders, and if somebody was talking to my dad or my grandpa like that, I really wouldn't be happy, and I really feel for you, and I'm not Remi's biggest fan, I really aren't, but that is somebody's dad or grandpa up there. That I think the way you've been spoken to of some people is absolutely out of order, and I can't believe it. My blood was boiling.
Well, I hope it sort of like soon calms down and you have a nice cup of tea and a good
Well, this isn't your fault, Archie. This isn't your fault. Like,
my love,
yes, your daughter's cut you out your life. You can't help that. You're here saying, I love my daughter, I miss my daughter, and people are still coming for you. I just find it so heartbreaking. Like, she's cut you out your life, so it's not your fault.
I apologise for interrupting. Like, you know, I can only
No, you're fine.
How I feel. It certainly is not the way that you feel, and I can understand perfectly your sort of like your views because they are your views. Like, we're each individuals, we're all human beings. That's the way, and we all go the same way. How we pass our way through life depends on the person that we
I
are.
was going to say she'll have to try and do it.
Sort of like there's people that's been on this evening. And I really do appreciate the time you've given me for your questions, and hopefully sort of.
Well, I just hope you're okay. I really do, because
I'm sort of like, I don't know. It's a tough one. It's sort of like, I suppose sometimes there's flames burning above, and there's cinders underneath. Like, you know, I'm in between those two. Like, you know, the cinders are heart shapes and sort of remind me of my daughter Remi and the love that I have for her. The flames of anger for what she may or not be going through, and I think after speaking to you guys tonight, it's confirmed all my thoughts. And you know, you say that you should be straight up to Scotland and that sort of stuff. Yes, I perfectly agree with you.
No, Archie, you're as I say, it's like you're an old man and she's cut you out of life. Like, sometimes, obviously, it's hard to sit and see this on TikTok because it is on social media. And I just, my heart actually breaks for you. It really does. My heart is broken for you, and
Look,
none of this is your fault.
You're a very lovely, soft-spoken Scottish lass, and I very much appreciate speaking to you this evening. But
we're not all the same, I promise.
Well, it's my opinion of you, my dear. Like, you know, as opinions of everybody. I'm sorry if I upset Lisa earlier on. She said, you know, don't believe and don't understand all that. And to be honest, sometimes I don't. Like, you know, we all get caught in a ball of confusion sometimes, but with the grace and sort of like work that Ross is doing, he clears the mist for me.
Yeah, well, she is being controlled, but you know what? You will get your daughter back, Archie. This isn't forever.
Well, tomorrow's a different day, and yesterday's history. So hopefully we'll we'll reunite and make some history together. Me and Remi. I'll be back in the presence of my grandson, which would mean more to me than anything. And off of the back of that, I can reconstruct and sort of like put things right if she has suffered in her past. But I would like to thank you all for your comments, for your time spent, and I'd just like to say God bless and good night to you all.
Yeah, no,
God bless. Take care.
Archie, before you go, because I've been through DV myself, I personally, from someone that's been in that situation, if you go in all guns blazing or ring Diadro, whatever his name is, all that's going to do is put a bigger wedge between you and Remi. If you want to be there for her, you've got to be careful about the situation. I get everyone like in here is saying you should go at him, but by going at him, you're going to push her further away. From my own experience, so
if you genuinely think she's in danger, then and everybody in here does. No offense to you, Rossy. I like you. You know that. Then this whole life is just putting her in more danger. Like, this should have been done more privately. And from someone that's been through DV, if you want to help your daughter, go and see her as a father, reconnect, get her back in your life, and be there when it all crumbles down by telling her not to be with someone that, even though she's being told not to be with because they're not good for her. I've been there. I was in an 11-year abusive relationship myself. So watching this, I was really struggling because I see everyone getting angry. They want to protect Remi. I get that. And the grandkids, I get that. My family felt the same. But the more they told me, the more further I went away and the more isolated I got and the more danger I got put in. I do understand why everyone's frustrated and stuff, but if you really want to help your daughter, then literally rebuild your relationship with her, get a relationship with her and get there for her, which you sound like a genuine like father that dotes on her, like listening to you, which she's lucky to have a dad that loves her that much. So if you get her out of this situation, I genuinely believe it's you.
Thank you very much for those kind words. And I'd just like to say that I'm sorry to hear that you're in an abusive relationship for 11 years. One day is 24 hours too much to suffer at a man's hand. Like, you know, I feel sad sometimes when, you know, we're born into this world and some people have aggression towards their wife. You're supposed to love and cherish them until you both go. Your advice to me was absolutely solid, and at this moment in time, it's the best thing that's come out of this conversation tonight. I will go and see Remi Curtis.
Right, Archie, you probably want to get going, don't you, Archie?
Yeah, I'm an old boy. I'm normally in bed at 9 o'clock, Rossy, but you, son.
No, anyway, Archie, I appreciate you coming on, and I've got your number. I can message you and check on you, mate.
We'll have a chat one day, mate. I mean, there's sort of like, you know I keep saying this, but I think you're sort of like a man of quality, and you know, I think looking into this TikTok thing, it would be a lot worse if it wasn't for people like you, son. So you're doing a great job.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate your comment.
I'd like to say
Night, Archie.
Night, Archie.
Night, God bless.
Yeah, good night and God bless you all.
Catch ya.
Archie.
Rossy, just so I can drop quickly, what I wanted to say quickly before I dropped was about Lisa. Now, Lisa is her aunt, and not all families are perfect, as we know. You know, families fall out, people stop speaking. Lisa is his half sister, and I think I've got an uncle. I've got two uncles I've only seen once in my life. That's because we're such a distant family. You know, we've got people all over the world. And yeah, for people to be so horrible in the comments against Lisa, saying, you know, you've only seen her once, some aren't, and you know, the comments were quite hurtful, and I think that's why Lisa dropped. But I just wanted to say, you know, not all families are perfect, and we need to remember that not all families are very close knit, and we see each other every weekend and such.
Yeah, quickly, I'll just address this. There's a few comments like this. Someone's put, do you lot not think you gave just out Remi in a very dangerous position right now? She's put herself in a dangerous position. I mean, she's openly admitted she's done a Clare's Law on Diadro, yet she's still gone back there. She took her son up to Scotland. She knows what he's like, and she's still doing it. She's an adult. She's put herself in that position. None of us have done anything apart from, you know, bring awareness on it. So I don't see the point.
I will say, Rossy, I don't like Remi. I really don't like her, right? But I will say, like, see when you're controlled and manipulated like that, not as easy to get us out as you think. It really isn't. Like, where he's clearly separated a family. You're manipulated, but like you always go in thinking, I'll not be controlled, I'll not be battered, I'm a strong woman, and no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
Yeah.
And just
But
with the
that
people
poor man, I
saying,
felt sorry for that poor man. I felt that he was targeted there, and I think the Scottish people at the start gave us a bad name because we're not all like that. Like, I just felt like that was disgusting behaviour towards a wee old man who's totally innocent in all this.
yeah, and I just want to remind people that people are saying, you know, she's put a stop to that by that message. You could quite rightly be true, but I think just going back to what Sharon said, obviously the relationship is strained. I think that's clear for everyone to hear. And as a father, do you really want to come on and push that even further by, you know, slating and saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to drive to Scotland, this is what's going to happen? I don't think that would have been the right move. I think he wanted people to see a different side of Remi, the Remi he sees.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Yeah, I just want to say some of the comments towards Archie. Whether you believe he's her dad or not, some of those comments were absolutely, I was disgusted with them.
Yeah.
Whether you think he's bullshitting or not, the way he has been spoken to as a human being has been absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody, even if it is a fancy, even if it is bullshit, yeah, there's no need to speak to people like that. It's just vile behaviour.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely appalled by it. But what I would like to say is, can we let Kiara speak? Because she's been sitting very patiently.
Yeah.
I think she did want to ask Archie something, but she didn't get a chance to. So let's hear what she's got to say.
I'll drop that down into the comments.
I'm so sorry. I'm so anxious about talking. I didn't want to jump in while she was speaking, but it was just really, I feel like his judgment's kind of clouded, because if you think about it, he is our father and he's come on here and I think he's more wanting to defend his daughter, obviously not him, and it's a hard position to put him in because he doesn't have a relationship with her. I feel like it wasn't very helpful, like, for him himself to come on, because I think his aim is just to have his daughter back in his life. And also, I felt like when he was answering his questions, it was very indirect when he was answering them. So what my question was to him, because I didn't feel like it was necessary, all the abuse he got, it wasn't kind at all. But it was just really, like, the question towards him was, are you proud of Remi? Are you proud of her decisions right now? Because if you as a parent aren't, that is when you normally want to step in a more personal environment and turn around and be like, things need to change. Because I do know there's grandkids involved. And me being a young mother myself, I would go to the end of the earth for my kids and it wouldn't matter who it was. And I do understand, obviously, with DV and stuff. But she was warned about all this before she even got into a relationship. She watched it all happen with Sophie Rose. She literally watched it all unveil itself and then got herself in that position. So me personally as a mother, I wouldn't have entered it. And then she's already been warned, I think, to do with her son. It's just me as a mother, I just genuinely couldn't see myself moving forward with it.
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.